All right, church, welcome to today's 2 p.m. Touchpoint, where we're looking at the scriptures and getting some bite-sized nuggets that we can chew on for the rest of the day. Today we have a special guest, Michael Caffey. So here's Michael with our 2 p.m. Touchpoint.
Well, thanks, Jacob, and thank you, GCC, for joining us for our 2 p.m. Touchpoint. Today we're going to be talking about the idea of taming the tongue. I've got a little story for you to illustrate this idea. I'll never forget the days that cussing became cool for all of my friends. So the beginning of my 6th grade year, as I'm starting middle school, the same people that I spent my elementary years with now all of a sudden had the mouth of a sailor. They knew how to throw wordy dirds around like I didn't understand, and it was easy for them and it wasn't weird for them, but for me it was confusing. These same people that I hung out with all the time now just were full of foul language. Now, taming the tongue is much bigger than just foul language, but this confusion around this new era of cussing is something that I think illustrates an important point here. In James chapter 3, starting in verse 9, what you're going to see is that James says, "With it, the tongue, we bless our God and Father, and with it we curse men, who have been made in the image of God. Out of the same mouth proceed blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not to be so. Does a spring send forth fresh water and bitter from the same opening? Can a fig tree, my brethren, bear olives, or a grapevine bear figs? Thus no spring yields both salt water and fresh." So what James is talking about here is that as believers, we can't sing praises to God on Sunday and then cut down our neighbor with words on Monday. We cannot pray aloud and be thankful to God to start our dinner and then gossip about someone during dessert. See, there's an error here with our tongue in 2 different ways. First, great words and rude words cannot both come from the mouth of a believer. This is a sign of spiritual immaturity at best. And this is what James means by a spring can't give both fresh water and salt water. Second, bringing down another person that bears the image of God is not something that should be in the life of a believer. Like when I was in that middle school bus ride, hearing those curse words for the first time in my life, so to speak, it was confusing and weird when a believer cuts down another or cuts down an image bearer with the same mouth that praises God. This is not the mark of a mature believer. So let's rely on the Holy Spirit and seek out more grace to tame our tongue. This has been your 2 p.m. Touchpoint.